Okay, it's that day, everybody. It's time to fire up the Illuminator. So I'm going to take you through the process. I have not put the battery cables on, so I've had the positive hooked up, but the ground is not touched the battery yet. So we're going to see if we let any smoke out of the wires. For all you electricians out there, that's what they say when you basically cause a wire to go up in smoke. I know more about electricity than people think, so... So we're going to give this a shot. I'm going to show you what we do, but I got to put some coolant in first. I'm actually going to run distilled water until I make sure I have no leaks. Then I'll drain that out and then I'm going to run Xerox Go5. So follow along. And as I said, this will be no editing. This will be a one-time shot. So you're going to see whether or not this works. If it doesn't work, we'll figure out why and I'll take you through the process. But I'm not going to edit this. I'm not going to do a take two. This is take one with everything that truly happens. So this should be fun. Okay, so I've got about a gallon of coolant in this thing, a little over a gallon. That's all it took to fill up this bottle. So we're gonna have to get this thing fired up and then we'll run the coolant through. So I'm gonna turn the key off here. This will keep power just up to the engine, the starter, and then kill it from here on all the electronics. So I'm gonna hook the battery up and see if we get any smoke, and then I'll go from there. So here we go, everybody out there. So I'm gonna first touch this negative battery cable, as you can see down here, very gently to see if we get a spark or anything. Nope, I don't see any smoke or anything. I'm not hearing anything. I'm going to put the battery cable on. Okay, so we got the battery cable on, so now it means we've got power to the starter and the Coyote computer and the Coyote itself. So now I'm going to come back over here. And I'm gonna very gently, I'm gonna turn the key on here, which will power up the entire car. Oh, that's a good sign. No smoke, no weird noises. Okay, well, I'm gonna run around to the inside now. We'll start hitting some switches and see what the hell happens here. I'm gonna climb on in. Okay, so I'm gonna put the hand on my head here. So I'm going to hit my power, which is going to basically put power to all the accessories. Okay, so my gauges are now fired up. I have fuel, I got volts. I don't hear anything weird, so now I'm going to hit my ignition. This will actually power up the ignition side of the fuse panel and the Coyote, wake it up, ready to fire up. Okay, I heard something going on in the Coyote, but I didn't hear the fuel pump. Did you guys hear the fuel pump? We're having a kind of a first start party here, by the way, just so everybody knows. Nothing at all, huh? See if you hear the fuel pump, Brandon. Nothing back there, is it?
Do it again.
So we might have a problem with our fuel pump. Okay, ready? I'm gonna hit the fuel pump. I should fire it up. I'm not hearing anything, which is fine. So I'm gonna hit the ignition. Let's see if we can actually get this thing to turn over without the fuel pump. Hold on here. Well, you guys have just seen it. So our first attempt is dead. Nothing. We've got zero, zilch, nada. So we're definitely getting power, but that's about it. We've got no fuel pump and we've got no signal to fire up the Coyote. So let me troubleshoot this and we'll come back for take two, but you got to see take one in action. So as I said, I wasn't gonna, hide anything. Now let's figure out what's wrong. Okay, so take two, I had some on my start switch. I didn't tighten those up. None of these things are super tight because I know I'm gonna pull it back out. So let's give this another shot. So I'm gonna kick this over, power to the system. Okay, well that wasn't our problem, so interesting. So I'm gonna go through, let me get my meter out. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get 12 volts to this side, 12 volts to there when I hit the switch, because that goes directly into the Coyote. Somewhere I've got a wire wrong, somewhere. So we'll play around more and we'll try take three. Okay, so I got no power to the Coyote, this switch here to wake it up. So I'm gonna kind of tie into this one here, which I know is gonna be hot. And I'm just gonna see if, hopefully you can see this. I don't know what you're seeing right now. And I'm just gonna touch this into here once I fire this up and see where we're at. Because hopefully this thing will then turn over. getting nothing. What the hell? Okay, well, we got bigger problems then. So I know that's hot, so God darn it. Okay, well, we're gonna have to play with this. that is it. So we got 3 people here, my son and my buddy Dave, and I'm checking everything. All the signals look good, the voltage to the start signal to the Coyote, and Dave says, what about the clutch switch? And I went, holy crap, he hit it spot on. I can guarantee it. We're gonna try it again. This is take what, 3 or 4? Take 3 or 4, but I can guarantee you this thing's gonna turn over. We'll put money on it. Guys, 20 bucks? 20 bucks?
No.
20 bucks, so here we go. So let's try this one more time. Okay, so we got power, power, clutch in. We got ourselves a motor that's turning over. I'm trying to get fuel pressure, oil pressure before I, okay, so at least now we know this thing's gonna start. Okay, so now I gotta figure out why the fuel pump's not working, because we are definitely not getting any fuel pressure, I don't think.
So who owes who 20 bucks?
No. Nice job, Dave. Multiple brains, figures it out. How stupid on my part, you know? You go, really? That's, yeah, that was just dumb. So let me figure out the fuel pump and we'll come back and get this thing fired up. Okay, so definitely have a fuel pump wiring issue. So I'm just hot wiring this thing. So we're gonna get the fuel pump started. I'm running a wire to it. I'm gonna run a wire to the ground, and we're just gonna tap into one of the switches up into here. So hopefully this thing will fire up now. We'll see. So this wire here is gonna come up into here, which goes to the, I think it's the accessory circuit, and then we'll see what the hell happens. So we just wanna see if we can get some fuel pumps. Let's see if we get fuel pressure now. Okay, oh, fuel, we got any fuel pressure up there? No. Okay, so I think I got the leads on the fuel pump wrong way. I can hear it doesn't sound quite right, like we're sucking fuel. So we're gonna swap these things. So this is just for, you know, YouTube land, just so you guys can hear this thing fire without me trying to figure out what the hell's going on. So, okay, so if one of you want to see if we get fuel pressure up into here. Do we have any leaks? Check for leaks. What's our fuel pressure?
A little over 60.
Okay. So let's see if this thing's gonna fire up. We got fuel pressure. Here we go. Make sure I put my foot on the clutch, which is... Uh-oh, she didn't want to start. I got oil pressure, which is good. Oh, here it goes. We're about ready to fire it off. Yeah, I think it's just, it's got to get fuel into the...
See, a little bit of, you know, smoke come up.
Yeah, it's ready to fire. It's ready to fire. It's alive! I got no tack. Oil pressure looks good. It is loud. Okay, there you go. We've got to start. Now we got to figure out our fuel pump issue, no doubt about that, but it ran. The tack is not working, so I got to figure that one out too. But other than that, it fired up, and I got to tighten up this one exhaust, which kind of drooped, and hopefully it's not damaging the tip, but I don't think so. I got
Wow.
tight. Loud?
Oh, I think it's loud. Yeah, I think it is.
So that was it. That was the first start. Fired up. Took a little longer than I thought. My Coyote and the Cobra fired up a lot quicker. So I'm gonna check everything for leaks. As I said, I got, this one here's got a little leak right into there. So I got to tighten that one there up. But yeah, and then we'll see if we figure out this fuel pump issue. So we're gonna light this thing off one more time just to see if it starts quicker than that first time, because man, it cranked a long time and that's not cool, but I'm guessing maybe the first time. So let's see if this thing just lights back off real fast. So this is take 5, I think. There we go. RPM's dropping down. Okay, looks good. It sounds a little nastier than the Roadster. Yeah, it sounds nastier than the Roadster. I don't know why. It just sounds like it's got more of a cam to it, which I've heard they did increase the cam on the Gen 3. That's how they get the more horsepower out of it. So that was another quick start. We'll let this motor cool down, let the coolant kind of work in. I'll start dumping more coolant in. I may actually start putting antifreeze in now since I'm not seeing any leaks. I don't see why not. I mean, I don't see any issues with me dumping more. What do you think? I guess I might as well. There's no leaks as far as I'm seeing. But then again, there's not much in here either. So we're at take, I don't know, 6 here. It was running like crap at idle. So what we did is I zip tied a towel partially around the air cleaner because we were getting so much air in there, this thing needs a tune. And now it's actually purring like a kitten. What's the temp doing? Okay, so it's not coming up at all. So we've added more and more coolant. It's still sucking some down, so we're trying to get that settled, situated. It's got to open up the thermostat and get all that, but we're keeping an eye on it. We got about 3 gallons in there now, which is going to need more. We're going to let it get up to temp and go from there. But the fuel pump issue is weird. It was working, and we weren't getting much pressure, so I think we have a bad connector, which I hate. Back into here on this plug, the prongs don't seem very good, and I think this is bad, and I think we're getting, so now we've hardwired again, fires up, it's running, it's actually sounding really good right now. So, doesn't smell at all. I think we're good, but I definitely have to get it tuned, so probably tonight I'll email Lund and see if they can get this thing rolling. I guess I have to buy an SCT or something, I'm not sure. But it's purring like a kitten, so thanks again for watching. So you probably couldn't hear that over the Coyote. So what we've done to get this thing to run better is we wrapped a rag around the air filter with a zip tie just to kind of restrict a little bit airflow, and it's purring like a kitten now. We actually have some throttle response. Before you give it throttle, and it didn't want to, I mean, it just kind of stumbled. Wasn't running worth a crap. So that's good until I get it tuned. This is temporary. We're just trying to get through some heat cycles to get this thing full of coolant. The fan kicked on, and yet the temp gauge isn't moving much, so we're thinking that there's still a lot of air in the block. And I said I've only used about maybe 2 1/3 gallons of coolant, so I know there's still a lot of coolant needs to get in there. But it's just a slow process, and I'm hoping it sucks it up in there, but we'll see. As I said, this will be a slow process. But thanks again for watching. Hit subscribe, and the Illuminator is alive.